Something's echoing.
What's up, everybody?
There we go. All right, so we're going to do some film stuff. I was not able to attend the Senior Bowl this year, but luckily, in the age of 2021, we've got film. So I have no scheduled format here. Thank you for joining me. We are just going to go through and learn about some NFL draft prospects as we go here. So I'm looking forward to it. I just want to make sure I have... All right, I don't want that there. Just want to make sure I have the roster here in case I need to look up any players, which is definitely going to happen because I haven't done a ton of prep work on a lot of these guys. I know a lot of these names, but I haven't watched a whole lot of these guys, so I'm excited to get into it. I really have not a ton of knowledge going into it. You guys know I don't watch a ton of college football during the regular season. And this is really when I start diving deep into these guys. So we're going to learn a lot here. Let's just get started. We got O-line, D-line drills, which is one of my favorite parts. I like O-line, D-line, and wide receiver corner are probably my two favorite drills that I liked to go check out when I was down there last year. So this one is, off the bat, we got a big one. Leatherwood versus Quincy Roche. Like to see a little bit better get off from Roche. From Leatherwood, who I'm not quite as high on, because he just doesn't really have the quickest feet. He's a strong player. I'm not sure Alex Leatherwood isn't a guard. Kind of stops his feet there. Kind of fits what I had seen from Leatherwood a little bit. Not the best rep from Quincy Roche either, though. Doesn't bend very well. Definitely a win for Leatherwood. I don't know if saying he stops his feet is fair. He's just not running them quite as well, but definitely a win for Leatherwood against Quincy Roche there. All right, does this... Yeah, it does go to the next. Okay, it goes to a different angle. And then hopefully this goes to... Yep. All right, this is Smith out of Tennessee against Herring from Georgia. Also got to remember to keep an eye on the chat here. So Smith generating some buzz early. Big play strength dude. Definitely a guard. Herring a little more of an undersized D-tackle, if I remember correctly. A little quicker. And Herring just kind of bodies him there. That's a good rep for... Or sorry, Smith bodies him there. That's a great rep for Smith. All right, let's see here. Do we go... Let's do it like that. Okay, this I'm not so sure who we have here. 76. Okay, USC. This must be that Tefele. Would be my guess. Let me pull up my roster. Let's see. USC. Marlon Tuipulotu. Marlon Tuipulotu. How's everyone doing in the chat? Glad to see you guys popping through. So this is Marlon Tuipulotu versus boy, I have no idea who this other guy is. Maybe chat can help me out. Maybe, yeah, Jackson Drake out of Kentucky looks like. Thoughts on Felipe Franks? He's tall. He's a strong arm. That's about all I got for you at this point in time. I haven't gotten too deep into the quarterback class yet. All right. So USC big guy. That is a Bull Rush Supreme. He looks like your typical nose tackle at first glance. But that's a good power rep right there. I like to see that. Gets his hand right inside. That is a very bad rep for this center. He's like opening himself up. That's just not a good snap from that center. That's a bad start for him. Big powerful rep for, I think he's like a second round prospect, this D tackle. All right, now we've got this this guard looks like the film started late. Let's see if we get the other angle on this. Hello? Yeah, we get the other angle at least. This guard is, I don't know why I'm looking over here. The chat's over here, the camera's here. This is different than the setup I'm used to. This guard I think is like 6'2", like 265 or something. He's, yeah, Deontay Brown. This guy's getting a lot of Twitter buzz because he is built like a freaking, like, I don't know, a space heater or one of those freezers that you buy. And then the defensive lineman for Iowa here. Let's see. This is Chauncey Golston, I think. Yeah, Chauncey Golston. I don't know if he's related to William Golston, but I think he's a pretty similar player, kind of that 3-tech. All right, so big guy here. Sets with a really wide base. But he gets his hands inside. Much better rep than that center had last time. Gets his hands right in there. Boom. And then, let's see. Does Golston grab his arm and... God, this angle just kind of stinks because it looks like there's actually a little bit of a split there. It looks like Golston gets his left hand inside and Brown gets his left hand inside. Pretty even matchup there. Now you'd like to see a big guy like that anchor a little better, but pretty even battle there between those guys. All right, right tackle, Ole Miss right tackle. Forgive me for having to look all these guys up. I'm learning on the fly here. I guess that would be Mississippi, wouldn't it? Royce Newman. Lloyd Cushenberry. Yeah, Lloyd Cushenberry was the guy that stole the show at the drills last year, but it didn't match his tape, in my opinion. So you got to be careful with some of this stuff. You don't want to overreact to the Senior Bowl, but it is important. I do think the Senior Bowl got Lloyd Cushenberry into the third round. All right, so we got Royce Newman versus, that looks like just the body type. I already know that that's freaking Wake Forest. Carlos Basham. That dude is a big guy. So Basham should win this matchup. Very consistent with Basham's tape there. Comes in, like, accelerates well, and then he gets off. Basham's a handful, man. I like him. He's not a, like, superb athlete, but he has really good technique, and, I mean, that is so consistent with Carlos Basham's tape right there. Not surprised to see this Royce Newman, who I've never heard of, who looks really undersized, struggle to anchor, and I mean, he's just overwhelmed. Easy win for Carlos Basham. Basham reminds me a good bit of not a good bit, but some of his game reminds me of Cleveland Furl, but he's a little more powerful. Not quite as much get off, but a little more powerful. All right, back to the left side. So we've got Kansas State, Wyatt Hubert versus, is that an ECU helmet? Looks like Deontay Smith out of Eastern Carolina. AJ Epinesa or Basham, or for Basham. That's not bad. It's not bad. I could see that. I feel like Epinesa is a little bit different stylistically, but let's see ECU versus Kent State here. He's leaning. This is like the wide receiver equivalent of when you catch the ball and turn your head upfield before you secure the catch. When you get leaning and you put your head down like that, you're putting yourself in a tough spot. Looks to me like this guy's arms are a little short. You hear a lot about arm length, but to me this guy's arms look really short. I want to go back to the other angle here. Not the best rep from 56 either. I don't think these guys are particularly great players. Really bad, just punch, leaning, like really bad technique from 67. In my opinion, an inside counter move would have dominated 67 where he's at right now. But he also probably can run around him too. But you don't see a lot of bend you don't see a lot of bend here from 56. He would need to win because he's probably not a great athlete here. He probably, if he wanted to win that, needed to take advantage of the leaning here by 67 and go with more power or an inside counter. Hubert failed the measurements. Interesting. Yeah, I agree. 67 looked really small for a tackle. And his technique was pretty bad, so I don't think he's going to be a good prospect just from that one rep. All right, this looks like Iowa? No. I think, is that a Grambling helmet? Yeah, Grambling. David Moore versus Herring again. Yikes. Big W for Herring after losing that last rep. Oh, man. All right, 60. This is the second time you can see that wide base. It's just really hard to run your feet and handle quickness when your base is that wide. It was the same thing with that Bama dude. You can't get lateral very well when your feet are already that wide. Just because your range of motion is so limited. And Herring's a quicker defensive tackle, so that makes sense why he struggles here. But he's also leaning. He has no anchor here. That's just, I mean, man, I feel bad. I don't know what they're teaching you at Grambling there, 60, but my God, you got to rework everything here. Yikes. As for Herring here, it's just too easy. I mean, it's just too easy. He goes with the swim move. Club and swim, quick feet against that technique, you're going to win every time. That's just an absolute mismatch. That is Grambling State versus, probably a 4-star Georgia prospect. That is easy W for Herring. Chris Ott says, when you have a super wide base, you fall on your heels a lot. It's coming from a hockey player. Yeah. I mean, you're just out of balance. Look at the difference. 76's base. You see how his feet are so much closer and how much quicker his feet run? That's going to allow you to just, move and slide and handle different moves so much better. So we got that same Kentucky lineman here against... I just noticed the numbers can actually help a lot here. This is Marvin Wilson out of Florida State, who's another kind of nose tackle. Much better rep from 76. That's the second time I think he's kind of wrapped that right arm, but he gets his left hand inside. Much better rep. I like right. So he's beat there, but he resets. He resets really well. You see that? He has lost at this point. But he jumps back. He kind of takes a little subtle jump back, and you can't do that if you're that's an example of like if your feet are super wide, you can't have that little jump back. You can see right now he's kind of in the air. But he jumps back, he takes this arm and he goes and he comes back inside and shuts him down for a little bit, and then he loses his footing. But much better rep for 76. Good rep for Wilson. I mean, if you're getting that kind of pressure from the nose tackle, like, you're screwed. But I do like the adjustment from 76. All right, so now we got 56. This is Wyatt. No, this is Jack Anderson, former star dev in my draft class out of Texas Tech against, looks like maybe Houston. Peyton Turner, another quicker defensive lineman here. This will be an interesting matchup. Wide base from Anderson. That's interesting technique there. This is like spread offense technique. I love the hands. Look at how long his arms are. When you talk about arm length, guys, this is why. Look at that right there. He's got, like, if I want to see a little better footwork here from him, because see how his lower half is trailing behind his upper body. You want to see that connection between those two. But this is when you talk about arm length and ability to punch and land your punches. That's why right there. It doesn't matter how bad his footwork is at that point. He has landed that right inside. Peyton Turner's like, oh God, I can't do anything. And then even though his feet are slow because of that wide base, he still wins the rep. Yeah, that lower half needs to work. All right, this is Elric Jackson versus William Bradley King, who transferred from Arkansas State to Baylor, I think. Elric Jackson was once valued as a first-round tackle prospect. He's totally fallen out because he never really developed his technique, which is not what you want to see for a Iowa tackle. And here, I don't know why he's going to him. This would be like the technique of someone running like play action. I don't know why he is attacking him like this. I don't know if they told him to do this, but that's not a pass set. I don't know why he's going at him like that. Weird rep. I wish I knew if they told him to do this because they wanted to see how he would handle sort of that Shanahan move block type for like a play action pass set. But for William Bradley King, quick dude, not overly powerful. Just a weird rep. I don't have much to take away from that. All right, now we got 68. This is Texas A&M Dan Moore versus, is that 11? Oh, Charles Snowden, the 6'7", 240-pound hybrid linebacker. This will be fun. That's about what I expected. So he tries to set up to the outside and he tries to counter to the inside, and 68 is having none of it. Pretty good rep from 68 here. His punch is a little off, but good set. Let's see this next. The second I hit play, I want to see that right foot kick inside. He wins more with his hands. He wins early with his feet and late with his hands on this one. But definitely a win for 68. Snowden, I want to say he played a lot of outside linebacker, like didn't do a lot of rushing the passer. I could be wrong there, but clearly kind of a toolsy, traits-based backup that, you know, kind of is an intriguing project, but I don't know if there's anything there with him. Good job, 68. Ooh, here's power versus power. That wide base again from 65. The one thing the wide base does is it does help you anchor. You got to find a balance for sure. And going against a big dude like this, that's going to help him. And he is just a freaking tank. Pretty even matchup there, man. They both kind of get their hands where they want them. They're just kind of latching on and playing reverse tug of war. Neither of them are really doing a whole lot after that initial contact, which is pretty typical for a nose tackle like this guy to not really have much of a counter move, where he's just like, I'm going to get my hands inside, I'm going to drive you backwards, and if I don't get off of you, I can hopefully at least move the quarterback off his spot. That's basically what he's trying to do, and Brown's a pretty good anchor there. go to the next play here. All right, 76 getting all the reps here. This is that Golston guy again at nose. He gets a little help from Cleveland there. I don't know if Cleveland's supposed to do that or not. But much better job from Drake Jackson these last 2 reps. That's I mean, Golston's not a nose tackle, though. But if he's going to line up inside here, I want to see him try something instead of just trying to drive him backwards, you know? Because he's kind of that 3-tech. Definitely a good answer by 76, though. All right, ooh, Georgia versus Georgia. This is Ben Cleveland versus Herring. Yeah, Herring's fitting the bill. Like, everything he does from the inside, he's trying to win with finesse, not power. Cleveland's seen that move probably, I don't know how many times he's seen that move in practice. He's like, I bet he's talking some trash there. He's like, come on, Ben. You know I know what you're trying here when you line up in that 3-tech. That's fun. This is why I like this stuff. Cleveland's like, come on, dude. Like, I've seen that every day for the last 3 years in practice. That's just not working on me. All right, we got 55. I want to go back to that. Quincy Roche again against Carson Green from Texas A&M. So we got a couple Texas A&M tackles here today. Again, kind of that wide set against the wide 9 technique. So I'm assuming this is the same way they wanted Jackson to play it, if we want to revisit the Elric Jackson rep. And you saw how Jackson really almost played it like he was run blocking. Much better job here from Carson Green, who actually sets. He gets wide, because you need to get a little wide. You can't just drop straight back. But he doesn't go at him. He's just putting himself in position. So let's see how the rest of this plays out. Ooh, yeah. Quincy Roche, man. There's that finesse. Quincy Roche is going to win in 2 ways in the NFL. Because this is basically, he wants that wide 9, and he wants to get the tackle right here. He puts that right hand in, and then he either is going to take that left hand and rip inside because he knows he's got quicker feet than the tackle he's going against, or he has that bend where, you know, my guess is he's looking at the feet of 55 here, and then if he thinks he's got the outside, clearly tackle's right leg is going wide here. He wants to go inside, but if he thinks he can get that bend around the edge. But Roche does not really have that power. But think like Harold Landry at his best. And then you can see some of that bend right there. Stays up. That's a good rep from Quincy Roche. That's the kind of thing you want to see from him. He's an interesting player. It's Roche. That's good to know. Quincy Roche equals Shaq Barrett? I don't see that. Barrett's got a lot more power and less bend. All right, we got Leatherwood again. So again, I'm not crazy about Leatherwood from what I watched. And then this is... Who do we have here? Slow ass dude. Who is that? 42? I honestly don't know who this is. 92? 92. I don't even see a 92 here. I don't know. No, that's not Bosham. C. Jones? Is that what that reads? I have no idea. Anyway, let's look at Leatherwood here. God, Leatherwood. Leatherwood gets beat to the outside here, and this guy doesn't even have the best get-off. I don't know, man. I have not been impressed by what I've saw from Leatherwood on tape, and now I'm seeing him losing some pretty bad reps. He stops his feet entirely. If this guy's going to go that wide, stick with him, Leatherwood. He literally just stops. Like, I don't know if you think you're too good because you went to Alabama and you don't need to finish the drill, but, like, dude, he stops his feet. This guy is not a better athlete than you. This is all just Leatherwood saying, oh, nope, I did my job. I sealed off my edge. No, dude. That guy's going to get around and sack the quarterback. Keep going. Like, this guy is gifting you this rep, and you're just giving up on it. There's no reason for him to lose that rep. Like, that's just lazy. All right, we get Leatherwood again. Did he just get outpowered by William Bradley King? Phew, man. At least he resets, but... So he thinks Bradley King's going speed here, but I like that. I mean, Bradley... I like that. So when I say all the time, when I talk about converting speed to power, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So there's the speed, right? Leatherwood's like, oh god, this guy's going wide. And then in one step right there, I like that I can go frame by frame. So he goes a little bit wide. And this is what I'd say when I'm talking about converting speed to power. The coach, I think that's Matt Rule, wearing the same outfit with the gray. But yeah, speed to power. Right here. I'm going wide. Nope, I'm not going wide. You're expecting me to try to round this thing? Nope. Boom. See ya. That's speed to power right there. That is a beautiful rep. Now, Leatherwood does respond relatively well here. It's kind of impressive that he regathers his feet, and I'll give Leatherwood that. But that right there, you don't want to be in that position. It's impressive to me that Leatherwood did reset like that. That'll help him at guard, the ability to do that. He resets and clamps up, but even again, he resets his ground, and then Bradley King keeps coming. Beats him again. Wow, okay, Bradley King, I see you. That's a good rep from William Bradley King. I like that. I haven't evaluated him yet, but he's definitely an intriguing player. I like to see that. Because he's got some burst, but to see that power is nice. The tape was sent out. I applied for media credentials this year. And thanks to the Senior Bowl for hooking us up. All right, so we got Brown versus Wilson here. There's that wide base working against him. That you never want to be in that position right there. Man, I want to like this Brown guy, but the footwork is so bad. I mean, your reaction to him going wide like that can't be... You need to keep sliding with him. You can't say, you know what, I'm just going to run with him. Like, you never want to be in that position. See how he takes his right foot and just completely loses his... He just gets completely turned around. From Wilson's perspective, he's in a 4 technique. I don't love what Wilson did here. I think that's just bad pass blocking from Brown. All right, we get Jack Anderson at center here. That's interesting. Guy played guard. Ooh, yikes. The footwork from Anderson has been really bad on his first 2 snaps. That's bad rep. It's him versus Turner again. A couple of Texas guys. Footwork from Anderson's been really bad. He's leaning. I don't know if we still have star dev for him on our draft class, but I think he has lost it on those 2 reps. What's up, Uche? Thanks for stopping by. Terrible technique at left tackle and left guard. Yeah. It's funny. Like there's a wide variety of talent here, and you can see some real bad technique in these drills. All right, so Trey Smith probably, at least on this team, probably the best this side of the American team, the offensive line because it's the American team and the national team. It's probably the best offensive lineman that the American team has to offer. And this is against probably the best defensive lineman they have to offer, other than maybe Roche at edge. But let's see this. All right. Good rep here. Smith wins early, and then maybe a little a little tug there from. That's arguably defensive holding, I would say. That's you got these loose jerseys here at the Senior Bowl. I'm gonna give that win to Trey Smith. That would be defensive holding to me. Yeah, he knows it too. Trey Smith gets up. He's like, "What?" Look at Leatherwood's footwork compared to like Jack Anderson that we just saw. Like he sets, he's got his base right, his feet are in position. He lands his punch, but he's ready for the counter. Like he looks good on this rep right here. I like that. And then it is what it is with the holding there. All right, here's that wide technique again. Yikes, 72. 72 looks just like he's just not an NFL player, right? He doesn't have the size. His technique's been bad. Played at Ole Miss, but yikes, man. So this is 91. This is the guy we couldn't figure out who this was, right? It looks like a Florida State helmet to me. I don't know who that is, but he's got a couple wins here, but am I overly impressed by what he's doing? That's a better win than what he had against Leatherwood. Geometric Creed, I don't see this guy succeeding at guard either. Look how thin he is. I think he maybe had a better chance at tight end than guard. So 91, get off. Just a little rip move, falls to his feet. Got to have that bend. I don't know. I have a couple wins for 91, but I think it's more on the bad line play, if you ask me. Janarius Robinson. All right, good to know. All right, we got Roche, as I've learned it's pronounced. I like Roche. Can we call him Quincy Roche? The Roche? The Rochester? Okay, 67 had a bad first rep, but he's holding on a lot better here. Looks like a smaller guy, but Roche is a smaller guy too. Looks like we get cut off on this clip. Let's go to the start of it on the next one. All right. Not the best get off from Roche here. Don't love the footwork there from 67. So he was leaning in the first snap, this ECU guy. He got caught leaning. This time, you know, maybe the coach told him don't lean. And I think that's a better adjustment for him. And he handled the counter move much better. So that's, you know, looks maybe a coachable moment there for 67. Handles the power well, but again, this definitely reinforces everything I said about Roche, in that he's either going to win by bending around the edge or ripping inside. He has no power to his game. And 67 just bodies him. But good coachable moment there for 67. You like to see that. I still don't think he looks small for a tackle, but good rep for 67. 67 from ECU is Deontay Smith out of ECU. Yeah, I agree, Uche. He's leaning. He definitely leaned early. If you were here for the first rep that 67 had, though, he leaned the entire rep. I think that was a good moment for him to kind of remember that he shouldn't be leaning. I can only assume that the coaches told him that he was leaning because the first one was really obvious. All right, 60 had probably the worst rep of the day so far. The last time we watched him. Oh, man. I mean, he's big. He is built. 60 is, but this is the Grambling guy. This guy, I mean, he is nowhere near ready to play based on what I've seen. I mean, he's holding. God, he's lucky that he didn't injure Golston here. Jeez. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd need to see the rest of his tape before I make any conclusions here, but first couple reps here from the Grambling State product here is not a ringing endorsement of the offensive line coach at Grambling. I'll just say that. All right, Drake Jackson against Marvin Wilson. Jackson's done a good job to. He had a bad first rep, but he's responded well. His feet aren't terrible. He's almost every time landed one hand inside, and then he takes his other arm to prepare for, kind of calculated. Gets some power from the left arm, waits to see what's going to happen, and then uses that right arm, runs his feet. That's a good rep. Yes, Dominique, I will put this up on YouTube after, and I'm definitely planning on doing more of these. But I am, after we finish the offensive line here, I'm going to head out. I got some other stuff to take care of. But I'll definitely be doing more of this throughout the week. You better believe it. All right, 74. We got Ben Cleveland versus... Oh, I thought that was Cleveland versus Herring again. I got excited. This is Cleveland versus Peyton Turner. A little tall for Cleveland, playing a little bit back. A little upright. But I kind of like what I've seen from Cleveland so far. And I don't know how many more plays. How many more plays do we have here? Let's see. We got about 10 more. Yeah, we should be able to get through these. I might have to speed up a little bit. I got to head out at 1:30. Got some errands to run with the fiance. All right, Elric Jackson getting another look here after that first rep that was kind of funky. Much better. Strong arms. His footwork is okay. You expect good technique out of Iowa, and not bad. Strong arms, but just, I think he loses in his lower body here. Thin legs, maybe not the best base here from Jackson. And then we got Hubert, right? Wyatt Hubert, who kind of lost his first rep trying to bend the edge. Doesn't really have that, but good spin inside. Good all-around rep. I would say that was kind of a push on that one. Oh boy, what do we have here? Carlos Basham, kind of making these guys look like boys amongst men here. Basham might be the most polished pass rusher in this class as far as his technique. That's kind of why I compare him to Cleveland Ferrell a little bit. But it does come at the cost of being pretty unbalanced here, this move he's running. You know, it's a disruptive move for sure. Let's see from 68's. 68 needs to react quicker and step inside much harder. When he sees right there, 68's lagging behind. A better tackle is going to slam inside and stop that. What's up, Uche? I don't know if it's too late or not. I keep looking over here to talk to the chat, but the camera's right here. Shoot me. Do you have a Twitter, Uche? Either find me on Twitter or you can shoot me an email. Okay, here we go. I'll reach out to you here. And maybe I just gave you a follow. So I'll reach out to you after I finish this stream, and I'll give you a contact that you can reach out to. I don't know if it's too late to get it or not. But I will give you a contact that you can shoot an email to for over at the Senior Bowl. Did we get Bosham again here? Oh, this is the same rep. Uche's distracting the stream. Come on, Uche. Just kidding, bro. All right. Brown with those long, strong arms now. Against